What's going on, people? And it's Matt Perry here, and I hope you're well. Today, we're going to be doing a Brighton and Hove Albion 2026 I simulate the end of the season and see exactly where Brighton and Hove Albion will be finishing next season. It says I'm the manager, but I'm not going to be doing like any of the tactics or any of the transfers or anything. I'm going to be leaving that to the rest of the board and rest of the team staff. But we are in 2026, 2027 with this season. Okay, it says 2023 on the screen, but like I said in my whole video, it is just because the game sets itself at 2023 whenever you make a new save. And also the pictures as well in regards to the players are either like older pictures, so they look a little bit younger, or there isn't really any pictures at all because they've come from a league that isn't there. And you got players like Ben Barkley who shouldn't be in there either because he's a part of the under 23s even though he's 28 years old. Sorry, about to sneeze. Yeah. Um, But anyway, you see, we've got the squad here for 2026, 2027. Okay, we haven't got Johanna as far as I'm aware of. Actually, we'll have a look at see if we've got players like Johanna. Have we got Johanna yet? Because we've got all the other players like Tyler Silsbury for the young players. Okay, but just trying to find whenever we have Johanna. Um, Obviously, Johanna is he's 18 years old. No, it doesn't look like we have Johanna just yet. So they haven't created Johanna, but or transferred Johanna. But anyway, that's totally fine. As of the 7th of June, this is the Brighton squad. Obviously, there'll be outgoings in real life as well. I can see a few names on this team sheet that will be going in real life. But as far as we're aware of, this is the team. This is the squad as of this day. So pretty much everything is there. Some look more certain to go, and others look to make a name for themselves in this team. But this is the whole squad. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how the save goes. If you like my videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. I'm going to be doing loads of these videos. I'm going to be doing one on the new Liverpool manager and Donny. And I'm also going to be doing the video on Chelsea getting Xabi Alonso as well. We're going to be seeing how he will do in a football manager experiment. But anyway, this is Brighton Hove Albion 26-27. I simulate their football manager season. Let's get into it. Right, and we're back. So the first half of the season has been done, and it looks like Brighton are 11th in the table. Which I mean, it's not the worst in the world, but considering where we finish in the league, it's not the best either. So, like, we are just outside the top 10 on 11th. I'm not quite sure how we've done in terms of form. Let's have a look at that and see what's gone on. Like we've had our bits in form. It looks like so. First game against Liverpool, we drew 2-2. And we got a 2-2 draw against Hull City. Not necessarily the best result going right there. But we got our first Premier League victory of the season against Fulham. And then the Carabao Cup, we got to the third round. We beat Southampton 4-1 first time, but then lost 1-0 to Villa. Just to let you know as I carry on, there isn't actually any Europa Conference League on this particular save. Obviously, in the game it does have it, but whoever did the update didn't put us in the Conference League, so we're not doing Conference League football. We're just doing a normal season. We get another victory against Ipswich, which is 4-1. Matoma, Rutter, and Dunk. And then we lose 4-0 to Arsenal. Didn't look like that was particularly great. Uh, and then Man United lost 5-3 away, but we managed to pick up a couple bits of form. Evan Ferguson's been absolutely banging in the goals. I think he's unlikely to play for Brighton next season, but as we have to do it by the book and obviously early transfers haven't happened yet, and we're doing this as like an early save, then obviously he's going to be in there as well. Joel Veltman looks like he's going to leave as well, but until we have those transfers confirmed, those players are in. Sunderland 1-1 draw, and then we lose 4-1 to Bournemouth, which I mean, I mean our record isn't necessarily great away from Bournemouth anyway. Losing 3-0 and then losing, I think it was 3-1 or something, against Bournemouth season just gone. I think that's pretty like self-explanatory. That would happen. Tottenham with a 2-1 victory. Coventry winning winning 2-0. Bonanotti again. There's another player that looks like he's on his way off. He's I don't think he's going to be playing for the Albion. And then we get into a bit of form where like it's mainly draws. We do get a win in there, but it's mainly draws. And we lose 2-0 at home to Newcastle. And then our final match away, we had our first match against Hull. Was a 2-2 draw, and this one we've actually managed to get a 1-1 draw. My interesting thing is that we are not playing Verbruggen, which is, I think that's a little bit strange personally, because normally I would play Verbruggen because Verbruggen is the better goalkeeper, but obviously I'm not controlling the saves, so I can't put Verbruggen in myself. But this is the second half of the season. Um, what it looks like, we've got a FA Cup match against Port Vale, and then we got some important matches coming up towards the end of the season. We've got Man City away, Crystal Palace at home, and then we finish it off right at the end of the season at home to Leeds, Aston Villa, and Newcastle. So um, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting season to say the least. But Evan Ferguson, just before we go into it, Evan Ferguson's got 12 goals this season. I think in about 20 or 21 matches, which is mad. Um, and then you've got Pascal Gross and the assists with 8. Lewis Stunk with the best pass completion. We're doing okay in terms of goals, not brilliantly, but we are doing okay. Okay, in terms of goals, but in terms of goals conceded, we're also not doing very well in that department as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next half of the season. Hopefully, we can pick up, maybe push for Europe. We should be finishing around ninth or eighth or something like that. Particularly, it'd be nice if we could like finish in those Euro spots, but and maybe win some silverware with the FA Cup. But at the moment, it's a shame that we don't have the Conference League because we could like try and capitalize on the Conference League to get a Euro spot. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But anyway, we are go into right, and we are kind of finished with the second half of the season, but it's a little bit weird. Let's just say. So we have, I don't know where we finished in the Premier League. We'll have a look at that in a second. But this is my biggest thing, and I wasn't necessarily going to do something about this. But as we have managed to do it, we are doing it. So Brighton have got to the FA Cup final, and we are playing against Burnley. I don't know if Burnley have gone up. What's it in their league in the Championship? Or they have just managed to finish outside, but they managed to do really well in the cup. Let's have a look at what Burnley are doing. Okay, so they're second in the Championship. My biggest thing is how the hell did we get to the FA Cup final? Is another thing. And where did we finish in the league? That's also another important thing. So, okay, let's have a look. So, the 1st of January, we didn't start off the league very well, losing 2-1 to Liverpool. But then we got a victory against Port Vale. Just having a look at some of these other fixtures. So, for the first couple fixtures, we got like easy-ish to like, okay, it could be a challenge, but I probably would expect us to go through. Like Sunderland did well in real life, but in the game, like they're probably not going to be as strong as us. But anyway, let's go on to it. So 2-1 lost to Liverpool. Port Vale, we win 2-1. And then we get a 2-2 draw against Fulham. But in the fourth round, we play Leyton Orient, which I think is quite a lucky draw. Evan Ferguson with a hat trick, Carlos Baliba scoring. A 1-0 against Ipswich. Another goal for Evan Ferguson. I have noticed that Evan Ferguson has scored 28 goals this season, which is insane. Like another goal for Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson has just been smashing it. And if we haven't finished like just outside at least of the Europa League spots, that is crazy to be scoring 28, 29 goals in a campaign, and us not really do anything. But Evan Ferguson scores again. He just scores in like every match. Okay, Weaver scored as well. That was 2-1 lost to United. And then we get to the fifth round, which is which ended up being a penalty win. We going 2-1 up. We could have got to the quarterfinals in added time, but then they managed to get a goal. Obviously, it went through to extra time. Nothing happens, and then we scored all of our 5 penalties, and they scored 2. So we ended up winning. We ended up winning 5-2 on penalties. In that match, and then we win against them again, 2-0. Evan Ferguson scoring again. Evan Ferguson scoring again, and then we got to the quarterfinals. Evan Ferguson scoring again, like banging them in, banging them in. Okay, we lose 2-1 at home to Bournemouth. Rutter scored this time, but it just like we had some decent results. Like Coventry, that was a decent thing. Evan Ferguson scoring 4 goals. Scoring 4 goals, crazy. And then we lose 5-0 to City. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Ferguson couldn't manage to get any goals in that. But in the FA Cup semi-final, we managed to get to the final. We managed to actually do something. Wow. Okay, so Ake scored first, and then it was an own goal from James Trafford, and then it was 1-1. Rutter scored to make it 2-1. And then Sanchez or whatever his name is, and then we got to a penalty shootout. All of our players scored in the penalties, so we had that second penalty shootout in the FA Cup. Apart from in the fifth round as well, where we scored all of our penalties, we didn't miss a penalty. Uh, and then later on the campaign, 3-0, 3-1, Aston Villa, 1-1, and then we lose 3-1, and then we lose 3-1. But Evan Ferguson's just scoring the goals, which is insane. We finished 11th, which in the league that's not necessarily very good. Like we finished 11th. I don't know how far we were from positions where we could have got to. Okay, yeah, we slightly missed out on doing any progress. I think even if we won, we wouldn't be getting top 10 anyway because Newcastle. But then again, what happened with Newcastle? Newcastle won, so actually thinking about it, Newcastle lost, then we would have had a chance of finishing 10th, but Chelsea had a superior goal difference, so obviously that happens. But Evan Ferguson scored 22 goals, and Lewandowski managed to sign for Liverpool. That's weird, but yeah. Anyway, so you have a look at the rest of the table. Man City champions. Arsenal managed to challenge but fell short. Villa, Liverpool got into the Champions League spots. Tottenham got into Europa League spot. Man United got into a Conference League spot. And then the rest of it is just sets itself out. Ipswich survived by 2 points. Hull went down. Nearly stayed up, but Hull went down. Sunderland's got relegated, and Coventry City with 9 points. Oh my god! And I thought my whole City save was bad. Wow. But I think our goal difference was slightly like bad. I actually want to have a look as we're doing it to see what their goals. They conceded less goals as well. Fucking hell. So the fact they only got 9 points, and who were their wins against? Sunderland and Everton, like terrible. Wow. Okay. Um, but but I thought we was about to wrap this video up, but we've got an FA Cup final to play. Obviously, it may be embarrassing to see Brighton lose to Burnley, but to be fair, fair play to Burnley to get into an FA Cup final. All over the place. If it does lag over the place, I'm just going to tell you what the result is in that regard. So after the video. Okay. Burnley are controlling the ball at the moment, which is I find a little bit concerning. But yeah. Anyway, imagine Burnley win the FA Cup. Also, this is another thing I do is that I mark every single player. I know it's weird. It might be a bit counterproductive, but it works for me. It works for me sometimes. So just think that'd be the right thing to do. So, okay, all right, yeah. Oh, okay. There's a chance here. There's a chance here. Oh my god, fucking hell! That could have been an opportunity. Burnley just seem to be dominating the game, and I'm just a bit skeptical about that going on. Oh my god! Start attacking. I think controlling isn't doing. Russet Rush where Verbruggen's having troubles. Okay, what's going on here? But anyway, it's not enough pressure from Brighton. Oh my god, is that a penalty? Oh my god. And Verbruggen's got a problem with his finger as well. No penalty. So is that a free kick then? Like we go, gross. Woo! Oh, someone, someone on it. Minte. Go on. Oh, okay. No. Half time, go and win the trophy. I think that's all that has to be said, really. Doesn't look very well. Oh, okay. Saved by Verbruggen. So Verbruggen's managed to shrug off his injury a little bit, do some things. Hinshelwood, Welbeck, Costulas, exactly. You might be thinking, where's Freddie? Just forgot to put him in, but yeah, I'm going to put on. I'm going to put Rutter on the left and then Welbeck. Put those two up front. Welbeck. Minte's on a yellow card. But this is not a good position to be in. Oh my god. Okay, get it out, get it out. Oh my god. Please don't, no fouls. It's typical Brighton, isn't it? Yeah, oh my god. Stop with the chances for Burnley. For God's sake. Terrible, man. But they're just not getting that final chance. Oh my god. Ferguson's been kept quiet this match. He really has. I don't know what's going on. It's penalty. What are we doing, mate? What are we doing? Right, penalty. Penalty's got to be saved here. Andre Silva. Andre Silva against Verbruggen. No. Burnley are 1-0 up in the FA Cup final. Just dominating us. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, something's going to happen. You know what? We're just going to have to go all out in it. Something really wrong here. There's nothing going on. There's no pace. And all the opportunities are going to Burnley. Oh my god. What is going on? It's dreadful. This is really painful to watch. Ridiculous. Have to bring somebody on, I think, who's been playing worse. I mean, you could potentially. I don't see who else you could put on. We haven't had a shot on target. We've lost the FA Cup to Burnley. We have lost the FA Cup to Burnley. So Burnley have gone up to the Premier League in this hypothetical save, and they will be in Europa League. Wow. What is going on there? Wow. Lost to a championship team. Verbruggen on form. Did well, but because we had to defend the whole match. You just lost to Burnley in the FA Cup. Anyway, it's Mac Perry. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And yeah, Burnley. I like football, but not Burnley. Burnley can fuck off.